ready to talk to America. Come here. Stop. Okay, we're doing it without him. Hey guys, welcome back to the House of Wrinkles, bringing you the how-to for English Bulldogs and other canine tips and tricks. Today I have a really important message, so stay tuned. So back several years ago, we filmed a really cute video. It was titled How to Beat the Heat, and I'll have Eric, what's the name for it?
It's a tag.
Tag. I'll have Eric tag that video. So, but it didn't have very many views, and it's a super important topic that I think is gonna really could possibly save some English Bulldog or other short-nosed dogs' lives. What I want to do really quick is just encourage you to watch that video because it's got a lot of good information in it. But also I wanted to give you just really quick 5 testimonial stories that are true. I'm going to tell you 5, but 2 of them are our own personal stories. So what I want to stress is not everybody knows the importance of heat stroke, and we didn't know the importance of it, you know, back several years ago, which is our testimony is how we can warn you. But real quick, one testimony is a lady got an English Bulldog. She had not had it very long. It was still, I want to say maybe 6 to 8 months old. I'm not exactly sure, but anyway, she had not had the dog for very long, and she decided to go on a road trip to visit some family. And so she puts the dog in the car. They travel several hours. She has the air conditioner in the car, but the dog is excited and overstimulated with, you know, it never had ridden in the car for that long. So one thing that I want to point out is it doesn't have to always be about heat, which can cause a heat stroke in English Bulldogs. It can just be about the circumstances, the surroundings, how they react to it. So it was overstimulated, cars going by, different smells going on. It had not been, you know, accustomed to ride in the car. So they get to where they're going, and there was a lot of kids there. The dog was excited, playing with the kids, and continues to overheat and breathe hard, and the dog ended up passing away just a few hours after arriving at their family's house. Another story is a full-grown English Bulldog. The couple had some people coming to work on their house. I don't know, renovations or something. And so they put the English Bulldog on the back porch. It's a screened-in, covered back porch, like a sunroom. And I want to say it was either spring or fall. It was one of those. It was not hot outside, but the dog is out there and it's barking at the people inside the house. So the dog is running back and forth because the people are walking in the house, and it's barking and chasing. And anyway, the dog ended up passing away because it overheated, because it was overstimulated, and it wasn't even hot outside. Another story is a lady took her English Bulldog, and this time I don't know how old the dog was, but they were doing like a promotional somewhere where they were giving out like maybe it was like a Humane Society or something was set up outside somewhere, and they were giving away free rabies shots. And so she decides to pack her dog up and go get the free rabies shot. And it was packed. There was tons of people there, tons of dogs, and she had to stand in line for a long time. And they were outside, and I don't know what the temperature was. It was probably hot that day, I don't know. But the dog is seeing all kinds of new people, smelling all other kinds of dogs. It's very overstimulated. It's hot outside. They're outside for a few hours in line. The dog passes away. The last two stories are mine and Eric's testimonial stories of what has happened to us. So we don't always do everything right. We think we're doing everything right, but you know, you don't know until you learn. I put Tua in the car with me, and I had Izzy with me. She was in heat. I was taking them to the vet to do an artificial insemination. And why I did this, I don't know, but I put him and her in the back seat together, which was, first of all, the stupidest thing ever. It was spring, at least spring, maybe early summer, so it was fairly hot outside. I had the air in the car flowing good. It was freezing me out, but they're in the back seat. And anyway, we get there. They take him back and to collect the specimen, which totally gets him obviously worked up, his heart rate up even more. You would think, being at a vet, they would know kind of what to look for and what precautions to take. They never said, look, he's breathing hard, this is not a good time to do this, we need to let him calm down first, put him in a room by himself for a little while. Nothing. And I'm not blaming the vet on this part, but you know, it's just another way to show that sometimes they are not vigilant either, you know. So they get the specimen and everything, and they bring him back out. And they're like, you know, thank you, Miss McAllister. We're done. Come back, whatever. So I pile him back up in the car. He's breathing hard, and I'm noticing it, but I'm thinking, okay, maybe he'll calm down here in a minute because everything's kind of over with. So I get down the road, and all of a sudden he starts making a different noise. It's not just breathing hard at this point. It's like a very raspy, almost like he's gasping for air. Scared me to death. So I pull over, and I'm trying to tend to him. I call the vet. The lady that answers the phone, she says, oh, you know, he'll be fine. He's just worked up from the procedure, and he'll calm down in a few minutes. No worries. I shut the door, and I go down the road just a few seconds, and I'm like, I'm not doing this. Something ain't right. So I just turn around. I take him back to the vet. They take him back there and leave me in the waiting room. The vet comes out and he says, Miss McAllister, Tua's having a heat stroke, and there's a really good chance that he's not going to make it through this. And Eric was not with me. I was by myself. I'm a basket case. I mean, this is our baby, you know. I mean, it was one of the worst days of my life. So I go back there. They have him in a metal tub, and they have cool water in the bottom, you know, on his feet. They're putting cold water on, you know, on him and everything. Anyway, obviously y'all know he did make it through it, but that is just a real life story that happened to us, that if we can get our story out, that will help somebody else. That's the whole goal of our channel, is just to put information out there and try to let y'all learn from our mistakes. The last story, we used to take our dogs to be groomed. After this experience, we decided to start bathing our dogs at home because we had been using a groomer who we really liked. We had used her for a few years. We love this lady, very experienced, whatever. So with 5, we didn't take all 5 at one time, obviously, because that's just too much. But I think I would break it up and take 3 one day and 2 another day. And she would keep them from morning till late afternoon. Like, I would drop them off at 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and then she'd call me at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon and say, come get them. So this is like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to get my dogs. So I walk in, and Chaco has his tongue all the way, I mean, like hanging out of his mouth, and he was like really, really, really stressing for air. And his tongue was literally blue. I start panicking. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna load up 3 dogs while he's obviously having a heat stroke. And she's completely oblivious to what's going on. And the reason I say this is, unless people are very experienced and knowledgeable about short-snouted dogs, they don't know what to look for, because this does not affect other dog breeds the same way. She can have, you know, a collie there all day long and it be hot and this never happened. You know, because they have long snouts, whatever. She's completely oblivious. I have to tell her, look, my dog is in distress. Do you not see that his tongue is blue? I mean, like, how long has he been breathing like this? This is, you know, I mean, I was upset. I wasn't mad at her, but I was in distress. I called Eric. He had to drive to where I was, get Choco, take him to the vet while I packed up the other 2 dogs and came home. But they had to put him in, he took him to an emergency vet, and they put him in like what they call like an oxygen tank. I don't really know what it looks like, but anyway, they put him in there and they've got oxygen circulating. And of course he lived through it, obviously, and we made it through that traumatic experience. But there again, these are just a few testimonial stories. Some the dog lived through, and some, unfortunately, the dog did not make it. So we just hope that you will take the time to go back and watch Beat the Heat, because it talks about how when it is, say, 83 degrees outside, that's more like 130 to a dog that does not have a long snout. So that's a considerable difference. And we just want y'all to be knowledgeable about this. And if your dog is in any kind of distress, breathing heavy, make sure, please do not leave your dogs outside for more than 10 minutes at the most. We personally like to let our dogs out very early in the morning before the sun really rises good and gets hot, and then late in the evening. And during the day, if they have to potty, it's just out and back in, straight back in, even if they want to stay outside because they love it. I mean, they don't care how hot it is, they want to be out there, but we know better, and you just cannot let your dog do that. So
You've got to be a responsible parent.
you do really have to be a responsible parent.
I know they want to be out there and just play, but
it's
better for them to play inside.
Yeah, it's completely unsafe. It really
Because they don't really know their limit. I mean, they probably should, and they may know a little bit, but just like little kids, sometimes they'll play past their limit.
Yes, for sure.
So just be responsible.
So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this. I hope this helps somebody. Be sure and watch Beat the Heat, and like, share, and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell button so that you'll be notified of our future videos. We're so glad we're back.
Tua, hey, what did you think about all this? Mama loves to talk, don't she?